Welcome to this revision lesson of Ordinary Level Pass GCE 2020 Paper 1 with Was Moses, a mathematics teacher. Before you begin this lesson proper, click on the red button below written subscribe for more future lessons. This revision paper consists of 50 multiple choice questions, and you are asked to circle the best alternative from A, B, C, and D. It is Ordinary Level Mathematics, Solution of 2020 GCE, Paper 1, Multiple Choice Questions. Question 1. Simplifying 6.42 times 0.3 gives solution. We count the number of decimal places. We have 1, 2, 3. There are 3 decimal places. Now we forget about the decimal places and we multiply this, the number as a whole number, by this. So 642 times 3 gives 1,926. Thus, 6.42 times 0.3 is equal to, we identify the number of decimal places we counted, and we count from the left. We have from the right 1 to the left 1, 2, 3. That is why we have 1.926. Answer C. We move to question 2. The value of 4 in 2.045 is solution. Analyze the number 2.045 using the place value table. This is the place value table. In the place value table, this 2 represents the unit. This point like this represents the decimal position. And the first digit after the decimal position gives the 10th value, and we call it 1/10, which is 0.1, 1 decimal place. The second, which is 4, represents the 100th value. We call it 100, which is the same as 0.01, 2 decimal places, and so on. Now, we are looking for the value of 4. Looking at the value, the position this 4 occupies, we see that it is the position of the 100. And the value of that 4 will be 4 times that position, which is 4 times 0.01. Answer 0.04, which is A. Question 3. Given that x is greater than or equal to -3, x is greater than or equal to -3, we start reading from the variable. Then the symbol, this means, now if x is greater than or equal to -3, means that the number -3 is less than or equal to x. So the symbol this, in this case, means that -3 is less than or equal to x. That means less than or equal to. So as a solution, we'll analyze inequality symbols and their respective meanings. This symbol means strictly less than. This one means strictly greater than. This one means less than or equal to. This is my left hand. If you hold your left hand like this, please, you observe this video, you see that your left hand holding it up, it gives you the symbol for strictly less than. And if I bring up my right hand and hold like this, it gives you the symbol for greater than. Okay, now this in the same manner means less than or equal to, and this one means greater than or equal to. So answer D less than or equal to. Question 4. Evaluating 14/3 divided by 7/2 gives solution. The idea here is the idea of division, and the rule for division says that when we are dividing one fraction by another, the second fraction is being inverted. We use the reciprocal of the second fraction. So we are dividing 14/3 divided by 7/4, which is equal to 14/3. The division is changed to multiplication, and the second division is considered as the reciprocal, which is the reciprocal of 7/2 is 2/7. 14/3 times 2/7. 7 cancel gives 2 here. 2 times 2 gives 4. 4/3. Answer Z. Question 5. The number 0.000345 in standard form is solution. Any number in standard form is expressed as a times 10 to the power n, where a lies between 1 and 10, n being an integer. Now, 0.000345 is equal to, we need to find the value a. So we start from the decimal point and we move to our right, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, until we get to the first non-zero digit, which is 3. So before I get to 3, I've counted 4. Therefore, the answer will be 3. The numbers that remains 3.45 times 10 to the -4. Why -4? Shifting the decimal place to the right, the power of 10 will be negative. In case where you shift to the left, the power of 10 will be positive. So that is why this special remark says that for decimal fraction, the power of 10 is negative. And for decimal numbers or whole numbers, the power of 10 is positive. This is a decimal fraction. If I was to convert a decimal number or a whole number, a decimal number, in which case a number where there is the whole number part and the decimal part of it, you see that obviously I will shift to get the a from the left. But now, since it is strictly a decimal fraction, the only way we can get a is to shift this decimal place to the right. And by so doing, you see that we are having a negative power of 10. So answer B. Question 6. The number 500737 given to 3 significant figure is solution. Note that the only non-significant digits in any number are the zeros that begin a number or zeros that end a whole number. If zeros begin a number, those zeros are not significant. And if zeros are found at the end of a whole number, those zeros are not significant. But don't be confused, please. When zeros end a decimal number, a fractional decimal number, those zeros are significant. This is not the case. Okay, now 500732. In this number, every digit here is significant because there is a backup digit and there is an end digit, which is a non-zero. So to get this number to 3 significant figures, to write this number to 3 significant figures, we count the first 3 digits and we draw a line. So when we draw the line, we look at the next digit. The next digit is 7. If the next digit is greater than 5, we round up this number. If the next digit is less than 5, we round down. But if it is equal to 5 or greater than 5, we round up. Here it is clearly 7, which is greater than 5. Therefore, we round up by adding 1 to this 0 to make it 1. And every other digit here become zeros. So the answer is 501000. That is the number to 3 significant figures. Answer C. Question 7. A computer can print 1,800 words in 5 minutes. Working at the same rate, the number of words that can be printed in 7 minutes is, this is simple proportion. Solution. We use the unitary method. If in 5 minutes, 180 words are printed, then in 1 minute, we expect to have less words printed. And those less words means that we divide 1,800 by 5. So it means that in 1 minute, 1,800 divided by 5 words will be printed, which is less. Thus, in 7 minutes, the number of words printed will be, if we know the equivalent for the equivalent of word printed in 1 minute, then we use that equivalent and multiply by 7 to know the number of words that will be printed in 7 minutes. That is 1,800 divided by 5 times 7, which gives 2,520 words. Answer A. Question 8. Given that 5/8 of the children in a school are boys, the ratio of boys to girls is, solution. Fraction of boys is 5/8. Now, the fraction of girls, since in a school, either you have boys or you have girls. So it means that if the fraction of boys is 5/8, now the fraction left will be the fraction of girls. And how do we calculate the fraction left? 1 minus 5/8. This is equal to 3/8. Thus, proportional part of boys will be equal to 5, which is this numerator. Proportional parts of girls will be 3, which is the numerator of fraction of girls. Now, hence, the ratio of boys to girls is the proportional part of boys is to proportional parts of girls, which is 5:3. Answer B. Question 9. The distance between 2 points A and B on a map is 7 centimeters. Given that AB is equal to 21 kilometers on the ground, the scale on the map is, solution. 7 centimeters is equivalent to 21 kilometers. 7 centimeters on the map is equivalent to 21 kilometers on ground. Now, if we want to change this to centimeters, we know that 21 kilometers is 21,000 meters. And this same 21 kilometers is the same as 21,000 times 100, which is 2,100,000 centimeters. So please, what are we actually doing? We are using these kilometers to convert to centimeters. And if you convert 21 kilometers to centimeters, you have 2,100,000 centimeters. So in actual fact, we are saying that 7 centimeters on the map is equivalent to 2,100,000 centimeters of distance on ground. Now, since we have changed all to centimeters, we can now know the equivalent of the scale. Dividing both sides by 7, since the centimeters will all cancel out, we see that 7/7 is 1, 21/7 is 3, and we have what? 300,000. So we have 1:300,000 is the scale of that map. Answer V. An infinite set in the following is solution. An infinite set is a set whose last element is not specified or known. Infinite sets end with 3 dots. So in this given set, the infinite set is phi, the set whose element has no end. Given the set, question 11, given the set B equals the set of 1, 2, 3, the number of subsets of B is solution. Number of subsets is always given by 2 to the power n, where n is the number of elements in that given set. Hence, for the set B equals 1, 2, 3, number of subsets is, the elements in this set B are 3. Therefore, the number of subsets will be 2 to the power 3, which is 8. Answer B. Question 12. Given the statement P such that he is short, Q is a statement such that he is fat, then not P and Q is, please, in logic we call this not P and Q. Solution. This means the negation of the statement P, and it is interpreted as not P. This one, this symbol, means the conjunction of two statements is interpreted as and. Thus, not P and Q means if P says that he is short, then refusing P will mean that he is tall. Using our alternatives here, we see that the only opposite is of short is tall. He is tall, in bracket, not short, and fat, because Q says that he is fat. So using and to combine these two mean that he is short and he is tall and fat, or he is not short and fat. So the only possible alternative here that best describes this situation is A. He is tall and fat. Question 13. In the truth table in figure 1, X represented symbolically is, this is X. This is the truth table. Now, the truth table of two statements is always made up of 4 possibilities. Solution. The following should be observed when working with truth tables. The first is that when we have a disjunction, the output is false only when both inputs are false. Otherwise, output is true throughout. Now, when we look at this, we see that output is true throughout, and it is false only when both inputs are false. Therefore, this is actually what we are looking for. For conjunction, that is the and, output is true only when both inputs are true. Otherwise, the output is false throughout. We see that instead, this one is true throughout and false only when both inputs are false. Hence, X represents the disjunction P or Q. Answer A. Question 14. Given that f of x is equal to x squared minus 5x minus 6, then f of 2 is solution. If f of x equal to x squared minus 5x minus 6, f of 2 simply means that we replace x by 2 and simplify. So 2 squared minus 5 into 2 minus 6. 2 squared is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 minus 10 minus 6 gives negative 12. Answer D. 15. The arrow diagram in figure 2 shows the relationship between M and N. The domain is, please look at this set. This M is the set of the domain. Solution. This N is the set of the codomain, and the set of the range is the set of the elements whose elements in M, or who the set of those elements that have pre-images in M, because sets of elements to which elements of M are mapped to on this set are called images. So analyzing this mapping, we say that the domain M is the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, this set M. The codomain N is the set of 1, 4, 9, 1, 4, 8, 9, 16, the entire set N. And the range is a set of 1, 4, 9, 16. But we're asked to bring out the domain. So the domain will be the set B, the set M, which is the alternative B. Question 16. Given the function f such that x maps to x minus 3, the inverse function is solution. For inverse function, we write y equal f of x. We write y to be f of x, and we make x the subject. Making x the subject, after writing y equal f of x, it means that y should be 2x minus 3. Making x the subject, send 3 this way, we have y plus 3 is equal to 2x. And to actually make x the subject, we divide both sides by 2. X will be y plus 3 over 2. And thus, f inverse of x, which is actually this expression, will be, we replace y by x, x plus 3 divided by 2. Answer C. Question 17. In figure 3, the diagram that represents a reflex angle is solution. Let theta be any given angle. Then theta is called an acute angle if theta lies between 0 and 90 degrees. And this type of an angle that lies between 0 and 90 degrees is the angle B. This angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees and greater than 0. Theta is an obtuse angle if theta lies between 90 and 180. Any angle greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 is represented like this. Is represented by C. So C represents a set, C represents any angle that lies between 90 and 80 degrees. Theta is a reflex angle if theta is greater than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees. And these type of angles are represented like this, the angle in A, this angle. This angle is a very big angle because it is greater than 180 and less than 360. Now, the angle G is a straight angle, and a straight angle measures exactly 180 degrees. So we are asked to identify the reflex angle. Among these alternatives, the reflex angle will only be the angle at A. Question 18. The diagram that represents a plane figure is solution. Examples of plane figures include two-dimensional geometric figures like circles, triangles, quadrilaterals, and quadrilaterals involve rectangles, squares, etc. All polygons with more than 4 sides. So other polygons with more than 4 sides. All these are examples of plane figures in 2 dimensions. Now, 3-dimensional geometric figures are called solid figures. So while 2-dimensional geometric figures are called plane figures, 3-dimensional geometric figures are called solid figures. And here among these alternatives, this one is a 3-dimensional solid figure. This one is a 3-dimensional solid figure. It can be a cylinder. This one can be a cuboid. This one can be a cone. So cone, cylinders, cuboids, or boxes, they are solid figures. The only plane figure we have here is this rectangle, and it is a quadrilateral. So answer C. Question 19. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is solution. Sum of interior angles of any polygon is given by S equals 180 into n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. Now, for triangles, a triangle has 3 sides. Therefore, n is 3, and thus the sum of the interior angles of a triangle will be 180 into 3 minus 2, which is 180 into 1, which is 180 degrees. Because 180 times 1 remains 180. Answer B. Question 20. Figure 4 shows 2 similar cubes. The ratio of their lengths is 1:2. The length of the smaller cube is 5 centimeters. The volume of the bigger cube is solution. For any 2 similar figures with ratio of lengths m:n, scale factor k is always equal to m/n, and if it is in terms of the length, you have length of 1 over the length of the second figure. Okay. Now, this implies that we are looking at some very important concepts under similar figures, so that whenever we have 2 similar figures, if the ratio of their corresponding lengths are m:n, now the scale factor will be obtained when you take m/n. If m is coming from figure 1 and n is coming from figure 2, then this m/n will be obtained when we take length of figure 1 over length of figure 2. Now, the area of figure 1 over the area of figure 2 will be related by, or will be equal to k squared, k obtained above. The volume of figure 1 over the volume of figure 2 will be equal to k cubed. And this same k is the one that was obtained above. So here, in this our case, we are told that the ratio is 1:2. Therefore, our k in this case is 1/2. Volume of smaller cube. We are told that the smaller cube is of length 5 centimeters. And now the volume of any cube whose length is known is the length times the length times the length. So the length cube gives the volume. And since the length is 5 centimeters, the volume is 5 cubed, which is 125 centimeters cubed. Okay. To find the volume of the bigger cube, we use this relation. Thus, volume of small cube over volume of bigger cube is equal to, what is k? Half cube. And we now make volume of bigger cube the subject. So we simplify for the volume of bigger cube. Expanding this, we have 1/8, and we cross multiply. Cross multiplication gives volume of bigger cube to be 125 times 8, which is 1000. Answer D. Question 21. In figure 5, the lines that enclose angle theta are good. This is the angle theta. The lines are actually line segments, please. We have here P and we have here R. O, P, Q, and R cube. So looking at this alternative, this is PR, this is P theta, which is not even describing any line or a line segment. We move to B, PR, which is neither describing any line or the line segment from what has been given, because P and Q are not connected. P and R are not connected. PQ, yes, PQ, and R and PR. PR, again, we don't have any connection between P and R as a line. PQ, yes, PQ and RQ. Answer. The two line segments forming the vertex of this are PQ and RQ. That is the only possible alternative. Answer. PR answer, please. Yes. Yes, the answer is D, R here. Good. Question 22. In figure 6, 0 is the center of the circle. Angle SQR is equal to 36. Angle SQR is 36. 0 is the center. The value of angle theta is, solution. Please, analyzing the circle geometry, we notice that 36 and theta are angles on the circumference subtended by the same arc SR. This is an arc XR. See illustration below. This is actually it, SR. This arc subtend the angle of 36 degrees. This same arc subtend an angle of theta degrees. An angle on the circumference obtained by the same arc are always equal. Thus, theta is equal to 36 degrees. Answer B. Question 23. In figure 7, the value of y is solution. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Please, looking at this circle geometry, we see that this one is a cyclic quadrilateral. This plane figure inside this rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. And opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are always supplementary, meaning that their sum gives 180 degrees. Thus, 2y plus y is equal to 180. 3y is 180. Dividing both sides by 3 gives y equal 60. Answer C. Question 24. Given that the circumference of a circle is 132 centimeters, and taking pi to be 22/7, its radius is solution. Circumference is 132 centimeters, pi is 22/7, radius is question mark. From the circumference, we know that circumference is given by 2 pi radius. Now, making radius the subject, we divide both sides by 2 pi. Radius will be circumference divided by 2 pi. Now, substituting the corresponding parameters, we have radius will be 132/2 times 22/7. Simplifying this, we have 7 times 132/44, which gives radius to be 21 centimeters. Answer A. Question 25. A solid cuboid of length 10 centimeters has a square cross section of side 8 centimeters. The volume is solution. Length is equal to 10 centimeters, the length of that cuboid. The height is 8 centimeters. Volume of any general cuboid is length times width times height. Volume of cuboid with square cross section. Height times height, or the length. Now, please, this is a cuboid which is a rectangular cuboid. But now in a square cuboid, the length and the width are the same, meaning that the volume of such a cuboid will be size times the height. And in this case, the height has been given as to denote L. So the volume of the cuboid will be 8 times 8 times 10. Answer: 640 centimeter cube. And please, care should be taken here that volumes are measured in cubic units, because if you look here, you see that this answer 640 is still there in A, but the units of measurement in A are square, showing that it is the unit for an area and not the unit for the volume. Question 26. Question 26. The point P 3, -2 in the Cartesian plane XY is found in 3, -2. So plotting the point 3, -2, you see that the point 3, -2, oh, this 3, -2, this is where the point is plotted, where the line drawn from 3 vertically, the line drawn from -2 horizontally, where the two lines meet, it gives the point 3, -2. And in the Cartesian plane, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So that point is actually in the fourth quadrant. Answer A. Question 27. The coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment joining the points A, 5, 6, and B, -1, -4 are solution. The point A, 5, 6 implies the X coordinate is 5 and the Y coordinate is 6. The point B, -1, -4 gives the X coordinates, say x2, -1, the Y coordinates, say y2, -4. Coordinates of midpoint is always given generally by xy, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. And in this case, our x1 is 5, y1 is 6. No, our x1 is 5, x2 is -1. So 5 plus -1 is the same as 5 minus 1 over 2. Form over 2 gives 2. y1 is 6 and y2 is -4. So 6 plus -4 is 6 minus 4 over 2 is 2 over 2, which is 1. So answer, if we want to see the geometry of it before the answer, the geometry of it, if we draw this line segment joining the point A and B, this is it. So you see that the midpoint of that line segment will be at 2, 1. To confirm this, our solution. So the answer is B. Question 28. Given the equations of the straight lines x plus y equal 4 and y equals 1 plus x, the coordinates of the point of intersection are solution. L1 is such that x plus y equal to 4. That is, y1 is equal to -x plus 4. L2 is such that y is equal to 1 plus x. That is, y2 is 1 plus x. At point of intersection, y1 is equal to y2. So the two equations, the equations of the two lines are the same at the point of intersection. That is why we need to equate them. Negative x plus 4 is equal to 1 plus x. 4 minus 1 is equal to 2x. If we send 1 this other way and we collect like terms, send x this other way. So we have 4 minus 1 is 3. Dividing both sides by 2 gives x to be 3 over 2, which is 1.5. Now, when x is 3 over 2, y is 1 plus 3 over 2, 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So the coordinates of the points of intersection is 1 and 1 over 2, 2 and 1 over 2. Answer C. Question 29. In the expression of 2x into 5 minus 3x, the coefficient of x is 2x into 5 minus 3x is expanded as 10x minus 6x squared, implying that coefficient of x is 10. Answer A. Question 30. Given that x equal to negative 4, y is equal to 9, then the value of y minus x squared is, here we simplify by substitution, x equal to negative 4, y equal to 9. The expression y minus x squared is 9 minus x is negative 4 all squared, which gives 9 minus 16. Answer negative 7. D. Given the expression, that's question 31, given the expression 2xy and 6x squared y, the common factor is solution. Common factors. Let's factorize this expression. We have 2xy, 6x squared y. We factorize what is common in the both expression. We see that 2 can be obtained from 6. X is common here and here, means that 2 is also common, y is also common. So bringing at the common, all the common factors, we have 2 is common, x is common, y is also common. Now, when we bring out all the common factors, dividing this by the common factors, we have 1. Dividing this by the common factors, we have 3x, meaning that when we bring out these common factors, what is left here is 1, and what is left here is 3x. So the common factors is what? The common factor is 2xy. Question 32, given that volume is equal to pi radius squared length, expressing R in, or given that V, please, given that V, we are not told that it's the volume, so let's consider it as an expression. Given that V is equal to pi R squared L, expressing R in terms of V, pi, and L gives solution. V is equal to pi R squared L. We want to make R the subject, meaning that we first divide both sides by pi L. V over pi L is equal to pi R squared L over pi R. Pi cancel, L cancel. Now R squared will be equal to, because R squared will be left here, V over pi L. R squared is V over pi L. Here we make R the subject. How do we remove the square from a variable? We remove a square by taking the square root. So we take the square root on both sides. Taking the square root on both sides, we have R equals the root of V over pi L. Answer B. Question 33. The interval represented on the number line is, this is the interval. Solution. Different interval notations. When we have an interval like this, AB, in this manner, we say that that is an open interval. Any interval represented by these brackets in this manner is called half open, half closed intervals. This one is open at A, close at B, close at A, open at B. So it's called half open, half closed intervals. This one is close at A, close at B. This one was open at A, open at B, open intervals. So this is closed interval. Now we notice that the interval in question is open at 2. Please, this, when you look at 2 with this small circle with an empty space, it shows that it's open. You see, this one at 8, the circle has been closed up, so it is a full point, showing that it is a closed interval. So that interval is open at 2 and closed at 8. Open at 2, close at 8. Answer D. Question 34. The solution of the inequality 3 minus 5x greater than or equal to 18 is solution 3 minus 5x greater than or equal to 18. Removing these 5, these 3, we subtract 3 on both sides. We have negative 5x is greater than or equal to 15. Dividing both sides of an inequality by a negative number, the inequality sign changes. It completely reverses. So negative 5x over negative 5 now will be less than or equal to 15 over negative 5. Now simplifying gives 5 here, 1, 5 into 15, 3. X is less than or equal to negative 3. Answer C. Question 35. Figure 8 is a network. The number of acts is, in a network, the lines connecting or joining different points are called links or edges or acts. The points where different edges or acts meet are called vertices or nodes. Now, in this network above, when you look at this network and from these detailed definitions, you see that the first act is the segment TR. The second is the segment RS, and the third is the segment TS. Fourth, the act TS. So all these ones are considered as acts in the concept of networks. Therefore, the answer is B. Question 36, given that 5 to the power 2x equal to 125, the value of x is, now we carry out the prime factorization of 125. And if we do that, what can reduce 125 as a base is what? 5. So 5 into 125 gives 25. 5 into 25 gives 5, and 5 into 5 gives 1. Therefore, 125 can be written as a product of 5 times 5 times 5, which gives 5 cubed. Now, 5 to the power 2x equal to 125 gives what? 5 to the power 2x to be equal to 5 to the power 3. When the bases are the same, in exponential equations, we do what? We equate the powers. 2x equal to 3, giving x equal 3 over 2. Answer A. Question 37. Figure 9 is a right-angled triangle. The value of h is, solution. This question is based on Pythagoras theorem, but the measures of the sides are missing at. When you look at this side UV, it is question mark, meaning that the side has not been given. Looking at this one, VW, question mark, the side 2 has not been given, the measure has not been given. And if the answers were given in terms of these points, we would have used them to relay and give an expression for h. But now that the expressions, that the answers are given in terms of numerical value, whereas we don't have numerical values, it means that this question lacks enough information to be able to answer. Thus, the value of h cannot be found. And if you were to use Pythagoras, if they were given, we would have simply used the relation h equal to the square root of this distance squared plus this distance squared. Question 38. Given that the triangle in figure 10 is right angled at R, right angles at R, sin x is Solution. Considering the angle x at the vertex P and using SOHCAHTOA, so means sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And the opposite to this is RQ. The hypotenuse to that is PQ. Opposite is RQ, the hypotenuse is PQ. So it means that the sine of x is RQ over PQ. Answer C. Question 39. Figure 11 shows the angle of elevation of x from Z to be 50 degrees. The angle of depression of Z from x is, now analyzing this, the angle of elevation is 50. Now the angle of depression will be the angle from x looking down at Z. This is the angle from x looking down at Z. And from our knowledge of transversal lines, so if this line and this line are parallels and we have a transversal, this, the angle of elevation and angle of depression in this case will be alternate angles. And we know that alternate angles are always equal. So answer E, 50 degrees. Question 40. Given that the vector A is equal to 5i plus 7j, and that the vector B is equal to 4i minus 5j, then the vector A minus 2b is, solution. A minus 2b is 5i plus 7j minus 2 into 4i minus 5j. Now expanding this, we have 5i plus 7j minus 8i plus 10j. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10j. Now adding corresponding components of the vectors, 5 plus negative 8 gives negative 3. 7 plus 10 gives 17. So the answer is D. Question 41. Given that vector OP is 2i plus j, the direction of the vector is, for any vector xi plus yj, direction is given by tan inverse of y over x. So the direction of the vector OP is 2i plus j. Please, so the direction of the vector OP equals 2i plus j is given by tan inverse of the y component of j is 1 and the x component of I is 2. So tan inverse a half is approximately 26.6 degrees. Answer B. Question 42. Two vectors AI plus 2j and 6i plus 4j are set to meet at right angles. The value of A is, if two vectors meet at right angles, then their dot or scalar product is equal to 0. That's condition for perpendicular vectors. That is AI plus 2j dot 6i plus 4j is equal to 0. And this dot simply means we multiply corresponding components. 6a times 6 is 6a. 2 times 4 is 8. 6a plus 8 is equal to 0. 6a is negative 8. A is negative 8 over 6, which is negative 4 over 3. Answer C. Question 43. The order of the matrix M equal this is, solution. Order of a matrix given by the number of rows and the number of columns. Number of rows is 2. Number of rows 1, 2. Number of columns 1, 2, 3. Order of matrix will be 2 by 3. Answer G. Question 44. Given the matrix M equals 3, 4, 1, negative 2, and N equals 5, 2, negative 3, 1. Then M plus N is, solution. M plus N is equal to 3, 4, 1, negative 2 plus 5, 2, negative 3, 1. Now adding, we just add corresponding entries, 5 plus 3 plus 5, 4 plus 2, 1 plus negative 3, negative 2 plus 1, giving us 8, 6, -2, -1. Answer C. Question 45. The image of the matrix XY translated by the matrix 6, 2 is -3, -2. The matrix XY is now XY plus 6, 2 is equal to this. Now we are trying to analyze this information. If we are told that the image of the matrix XY, it means that if we take any matrix XY and translate it by the matrix 6, 2, we are going to have this as the image. So for any XY to translate by 6, 2, we add the matrix 6, 2 and we obtain the image. Now, solving for XY, we'll send this matrix this way and we subtract. So XY will be -3 minus 6, which is -9, -2 minus 2, which is -4. So answer is the -9, -4. Question 46. The mode of the scores 3, 2, 6, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 2, 7, 4, 2 is analyze the scores on a frequency table and identify the score with the highest frequency as done below. Now, this is a frequency table. X, the score. F, the frequency. Now, we bring the score 1. The score 1 appears 1 time. The score 2 appears 5 times. The score 3 appears 3 times. The score 4 appears 2 times. The score 5 appears 1 time. 6 appears 2 times. 7 appears 1 time. So please, this number of times by which each score appears can be verified by counting here. So the one with the highest number of times is 2. So the mode is 2. Answer B. Question 47. The number of classes in the above frequency distribution is solution. Each group interval denoting X on the table represent a class. Hence, there are 5 classes. Answer C. Question 48. The lowest quartile of a cumulative frequency curve is at NB. In descriptive statistics, lower quartile are equivalent to 25th percentile, the median is equivalent to 50th percentile, and the upper quartile is equivalent to 75th percentile. Thus, in this case, the lower quartile is corresponding to the lower quartile of a cumulative frequency curve is at the 25th percentile. Answer A. Question 49. Given that the set S equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Given the set S equals that, the probability of selecting a prime number from S is, let P be the set of prime numbers between 1 and 10. Then the set P will be prime numbers obtained from this set are 2, 3, 5, and 7. Now, number of elements in P, we have 4 elements. Number of elements in S, we have 10 elements. Now, classical definition of probability says that probability is number of elements in P over number of elements in S, which is 4 over 10. Simplifying gives 2 over 5. Answer D. Question 50. Given the events E and F such that the probability of E intersection F is equal to the probability of E times the probability of F. Thus, the events E and F are important points on probability of 2 events A and B. For mutually exclusive or disjoint events, probability of A intersection B is 0. For independent events, probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A times probability of B. For complementary events, the probability of A is equal to 1 minus the probability of B. For exhaustive events, the probability of A union B is equal to 1. Now, in this our case, we see that the question is talking about a situation that is very similar to the situation of independent events. Thus, the answer is, please, given that this such that the probability of E intersection this is equal to that. Thus, then the events E and F are, these events are not mutually exclusive. There is a mix-up, please. We do the correction. The answer there is independent. Good. So the events are independent because this is a relation for independent events. Please, we have come to the end of this revision session. And if there were some difficulties or some issues you think you can identify, just write on the comments box. And for those who did not subscribe, please click the red button to subscribe and ring the notification bell. And once again, thank you all for viewing. We've come to the end of this lesson.